Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, author of fantasy, romance, and romantic fantasy. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Ah, that hits the spot. Ah, wow. All right, there we go. Let's get this day started. Today is, say it with me, Friday! Woo! March 4th. March 4th into Friday. All you brave soldiers, all you warriors of words and other things. So I apologize that I had no podcast yesterday. I had a kind of a busy morning, and I had to go get my blood drawn. Uh, that wonderful uh, annual. Actually, I haven't had it done in a long time. I've been very bad. I've been neglectful of things physical. But I'm seeing this new general physician, and he's fine. Whatever. I won't go into detail. I mean, he's okay. David really likes him, so it's harder to get David to like people. Um, he's a young man, and in some ways, I don't feel like we speak the same language. Um, for example, when I said something about dealing with being postmenopausal, he asked me how long ago I had gone into menopause or finished, it's funny because men always think menopause just means the period. It's like, when did you last have your period? And I told him it had been a few years, and he's like, well, then you're not, you're done. You're not postmenopausal anymore. And it's like, yeah, okay, tell me, honey. Speaking from experience there. So otherwise, but he's fine. So I'd go get my blood drawn, 4 tubes of blood. Um, so I didn't miss it. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. The phlebotomist was an older guy, very experienced, and so he was talking about my veins. That like I have these veins that are very close to the surface of my skin. The blue veins. I thought like everybody had them. He even asked me. He did this arm, um, and it's ever so slightly bruised, but not too bad. He did a really great job, and he was like, "Are you sure I haven't drawn your blood before? Your veins look very familiar." But he said that a lot of phlebotomists don't like to use those veins that are very close to the surface, which are called varicose veins, which I immediately want to be like, I do not have varicose veins, but obviously I do. But it always has such a negative connotation, right? But he said a lot of them won't. A lot of phlebotomists or nurses don't want to draw from those veins because they're so fragile. And he said, but they're great veins to use if you know what you're doing. And he knew what he was doing. He was very gentle and efficient and did a great job. So it's something I'd been putting off for a very long time, something that I needed to get done. And I was going to go to Writer Coffee. Yesterday it was just me, Jim Sorensen, and Jack Mitchell. And so I thought, okay, I would go there and get my blood drawn first because I do get the fasting draw, and then meet them for breakfast. And I ended up sleeping in yesterday. I've been sleeping so much. I mean, I think I'm just still recovering from that push on gray magic. I slept long today too. So yesterday I'd had this bold plan that I was going to be like up by 5 and would get all of my things done, exercise and podcast and get some writing done, and then be at the lab by 8. Could have happened, did not happen. Instead, I woke up at like 6:15, and I was moving pretty slowly. I did exercise, did do my Thursday weightlifting. Um, did not get to the lab until like 8:30. Did no writing, got no podcast done. Um, what was I doing in all that time? We don't know. We have no idea. Lifting weights, feeding cats. So my mother. I sometimes I think about this because my mom once asked me, "What do I do when I wake up so early. She's like, what do you do with all that time? And it's like, it never feels like that much time. Probably if I like really try to keep myself efficient, I would do better, but I don't. I go back and forth because I sometimes think, well, I should try to be a lot more efficient and not drift about and burn up those early morning hours. And then I think, why am I always pushing myself so hard? And it's okay to drift about in the early morning hours. I don't know. So, um, yeah, so I got to the lab late and I had to wait a little bit and then it took a while. So then I didn't end up meeting Jack and Jim until 9:15, and they'd been there for a while, had already had a lot of coffee. It's always bad when you get to the party late, you have to catch up. But we had a great time. It was delightful. And I didn't leave there until I left there around 10:35, um, and gave my mom a call on the way home. That's what I was checking to see what time was it that I left. So yeah, it's funny because I paused in order to check what that time was. Not that it matters, but heck. And then I saw that I had a text from my friend Megan about drinks tonight. So of course I had to answer in the affirmative. Yes, please. Yeah, so then by the time I got home, it was like 11 and I was sort of waffling, should I try to write? And I have been thinking about my friends, my concerned friends, and all of you out there. Some of you comment to me. It's like, oh, if I'm feeling this empty, maybe I should not be trying to write the next book already. And yeah, so I don't know if this is just like brain drain. Some of it might be from traveling. Might have had like a little bug from traveling, not COVID. I don't have COVID. Um, yeah, so I slept again long this morning. I didn't wake up till like 6:30. But I am feeling each day a little better. And so yesterday I did a lot of business stuff. I caught up on a ton of business. Reader, I had over 100 emails in my SIFWA inbox. How did this happen? And a lot of it is just because I get CC'd on stuff, which is good. It's like I have to get CC'd on stuff so I see it, but it's like, oh my God. And I know that some of you, this sounds like nothing, but I'm an inbox zero kind of gal. I tend to view my inbox as my to-do list, which I don't think is entirely healthy, but I revert to it. Um, I did answer an email yesterday that I knew I had been taking a long time to reply to, and it was from January 31st. How did this happen? It's like February vanished, vanished into the maw of writing. So that's where I'm at. Uh, I did get my inbox down considerably. I got it down to less than 10. I would have gone for total zero, but a few of them take a little bit more time. And I, by the end of the day, I was kind of tired. I was done. I also had to go. Yesterday was the day of medical stuff. So later in the afternoon, I had to go get my mammogram and my bone density test. A girl never forgets her first bone density test. But it was actually pretty cool. It was kind of, you lay on the bench and they like do the scan up and down and all of this. So I am slightly shorter than I used to be, she said, sitting up straighter. I was, I've always been 5'4", maybe slightly over 5'4", and I was 5'3" and a quarter. Well, I'm making a sad face. I suspect it's this curvature in my upper spine. So I really need to get back into doing yoga. The great news is my favorite yoga teacher sent a thing yesterday that they're opening a new yoga center this spring. It was vague, this spring. um, so that'll be wonderful because I do not like doing the video yoga. Just doesn't work for me. So I'm very excited to get back into in-person yoga. And yeah, get that. See if I can reclaim that inch, she said, sitting up straighter again. I do have scoliosis and kyphosis, a relic of my adolescence. Uh, when I was in middle school and early high school, actually, I had to wear one of those back braces, like from Deanie and Judy Bloom, that went from my hips with the thing up under my chin like that. So my back has sort of been the thing that I always have to take care of. So that's a good goal, right? Reclaim the inch. Hashtag. Then we'll see how all my other metrics come out, even though I'm not postmenopausal. I mean, aren't you like postmenopausal for the rest of your life, right? It's like you have menopause and then you're post, and then from there on. But otherwise, I think I'm really healthy. I'm blessed with, genetically blessed with youthfulness, that and lots of sleep and a clear conscience, I think. So, so yeah, will I try to write today? I don't know. Uh, I think I started to touch on this before, with some of my concerned friends saying when I was like, but last week I did take the week off. I mean, I was in LA for Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, yeah, I did do copy edits while I traveled and polishing and all of that. And then I didn't do anything on Thursday and Friday. Um, but it's been pointed out to me that doing business doesn't count as resting, which I don't know. It's really pretty weather today. I'm tempted to not do much. Um, but I also feel kind of guilty ish if I don't work. It's pathological. What can I say? So, and Dorinda she's not taken this week off. She's gone into her fugue state of trying to finish this book where she wants no contact. And I think she sort of spirals through the clock. And so I really don't have her to contend with either. So, I don't know. I know you guys, Laura Darnell, you're going to be out there. You're going to say, I think you should take the day off. Maybe I will. Definitely feel like I need some more will refilling. So, but I do feel like a good kitty cat that I'm getting all of the medical stuff done. I really have let it slide for quite a while. I know. But maybe, now that I like more or less like I do like the offices and all of that. And I feel like I don't know if this is true everywhere, if you guys are experiencing the same thing, but I feel like the offices are just much nicer now. I don't know if this is like a post-COVID thing, but they're much more efficient. They're much better at getting me in and out. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast the mammogram and bone density went yesterday. I mean, it was boom, boom. And, from place to place, and they were really pleasant and efficient and friendly and helpful and all of this. And there wasn't, it just seems like even 5 years ago going to the doctor, I felt like I was being chewed up by a machine or something. And all of these places are doing so much better. And they, all send surveys afterwards. How did we do? Um, yeah. So they did good. They did good. I've got my windows open. I don't know if you can hear the birds singing. Zoom's pretty good at suppressing background noise. Oh, this is at Zoom Zencaster, but still, um, yeah, might be a good day to go for a walk and enjoy the sunshine. It was raining when I woke up this morning. That was lovely. It was that might have contributed to the oversleeping. It was very overcast and a little bit of rain, and then I went out to put water in the bird bath, and the air smelled of petrichor. I love I that was like in some of my very, very first essays that I wrote, the scent of rain in the desert. And that was before I knew the word petrichor. Uh, but it's just one of my favorite scents in the whole world, and maybe all the more precious for being fleeting. So I don't remember if I talked about this the other day, so I'm going to talk about it again now that you've had to sit here and listen to all of my burbling on about medical stuff. Um, the maintenance of the human body, right? Oh, before I forget, I should tell you guys, I almost did forget, didn't I? That Dark Wizard is a Kindle daily deal today. Woohoo! Amazon picks us. They send you an email saying, "Do you want to be part of this?" And then you say yes, and then they say, "Okay, we'll think about it," and then they send it to you. So they sent it to me, and Dark Wizard's on sale at Amazon ebook for $2.49. So if you haven't bought it, now's a great time to buy it. If buy it for your friends, buy it for your family. Yeah, feel free to share because yeah, would love to kick that up. Sales for Gray Magic have been great, so I'm hoping that this will be an additional boost. One thing I did start doing yesterday was getting through my to-do list. I really feel like I need to put together a promo plan for my backlist. And I was mentioning this on a chat, and one of the gals asked, "Well, what do you mean by backlist?" She said, "That's confusing to me." And I said, "Well, for me, it means completed series. Because when you have active series, for example, like Bonds of Magic and Gray Magic came out Monday. And so that means I'm like here putting up stuff about, hey, release Gray Magic, it's out, it's in the world. And then that bumps that whole series, right? You know, and people are like, "Oh, it's just like I'm doing today, right? Dark Wizards on sale, and then you get book two, Bright Familiar, and Gray Magic." So that's very active. But then I have other books that have, you know, like a completed series, for instance, like Uncharted Realms, um, that have been out for a very long time that I like just forget to talk about. And Carrie Ann Ryan gives a really smart seminar on promoting your backlist, just having this regular schedule where you bring up these completed series and like, hey, did you know I wrote these books? Um, and it's really very smart and something like the doctor's appointments I have not been doing. And it has felt like too much to think about. And I did work on that some yesterday and I had the brain power for that. So that was really good. Um, so then the other thing I wanted to talk about was from the pro writing aid panel that we did on Monday afternoon, the online panel that I did with Alexia Chantel and Mary Robinette Kowal. One of the things we were talking about process, and I did touch on this, I know, because I talked about me being an intuitive writer, whereas Mary Robinette is much more analytical. And she was saying, she was asking me if my books really do come out when I'm done, because I like pants my way through it, garden, um, write for discovery, however you want to put it, if they come out that way at the end. And she said, because your books are very tightly plotted, which gave me a little flutter of pleasure. I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love that she thinks my books are tightly plotted. And what I wished I had said at the time was, this is part of why I don't like the dichotomy or even the spectrum. I don't like the names of plotter versus pantser, because you guys know I don't like pantser because it's like fly by the seat of your pants, which to me implies a loss of control that I think reflects the other end of the spectrum's fear of losing control. But it's also that if you write for discovery, if you pants, if you garden, it's not that you don't plot, which is why I always refer to it as being a pre-plotter. I am not a pre-plotter. I do have plots. And I mean, there we have it. Mary Robinette Kowal says my books are very tightly plotted. I just don't plot them before I write them. And I think that's the difference. That's why I really wish people would adapt that term. Oh, wait. Oh, I should show you guys. Look at this. I was going to wave my wand and make it so, but look at this, what I have. If you're on video, not on video, it's a long box, burgundy colored box. And Dorinda brought me this from Harry Potter World. It was a gift because she is lovely. And it is a magic wand. So it's, if you're not on video, it's a beautiful dark wood wand with kind of like a tulip shape at the end, and it's from Ravenclaw House, which is I have done the test to find out that I'm Ravenclaw, and I think she said she thought it was Lena Lovegood's wand. Those of you who know better, if you are on video, you could tell me if that's true. It actually doesn't say anywhere that I see in the box. So anyway, I'm going to wave my wand and make it so in the world that we say pre-plotter at least. I'm going to give up on people getting rid of the word pantser because a lot of people like it. But can we just say pre-plotter? Because if you're writing a book and it's any good at all, then it's plotted, right? A book without a plot is a problem. Words to live by. I'm wishing and making it so. All right. So on that note, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I just do what I feel like. So I hope that you all have a wonderful Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will talk to you all on Monday. You all take care. Bye bye.